the mesh topology is pretty cool, but it does have some drawbacks. So let's look at what the mesh topology looks like. If I tie all of these computers together, every computer is tied to every other computer in this first example over here. This is what we call full mesh. And a full mesh, every computer is tied to every other computer. The drawback, look how many of these cables we have. Not only cables, but if you think about it, I actually have to have connectors for these cables in the computer. So I have to have all these different Ethernet or network cards built into this computer. In this case, I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 computers. And if you look closely, you'll see that I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lines coming off of that computer. So you have whatever the number is, we'll call that n, in this case 6, and then subtract 1 from it. So every computer has n minus 1 Ethernet cards and cables all emanating from it. Well, you have tremendous redundancy. Let's say that 3 of these cables went down. Well, I've still got 2 ways to get to other computers. So that's pretty cool. In fact, the bigger this network is, the more ways I have to get from one place to another. But the expense and then the sheer impracticality, if I had 100 computers, I probably am not going to put 100 network cards or 99 network cards in each computer. That's just impractical. So the way we get around that is the partial mesh. We can just eliminate a bunch of these lines and I still have lots of redundancy, and I could still lose several of these lines. Now this is the way the backbone of the internet is built, so that even if we had a nuclear attack and a quarter of our country got wiped out completely, or half of our country got wiped out completely, whatever was left would still have communication. The internet is resilient to attack, and that was one of the reasonings for the way we built the internet. It's a giant mesh network. We don't see these too much in the office. However, occasionally in very high critical environments, we might see some of this partial mesh redundancy in order to make sure that everything's running. If you have a billion-dollar company or a multi-billion-dollar company like Amazon or something, that where time and mission, it's mission critical, you're going to have lots of redundancy built into those servers, so that if a server or 2 or 3 go down, the others can pick up the load and still communicate.